Hello everyone, I'm Anna and welcome to the channel. It's finally Inktober. I feel like everyone's been talking about this for months previous to October, so it's kind of surreal actually that it's here, finally. I thought for this video, since it's the first one in October, I would talk about what I want to do with the rest of the 30 videos that will be coming in the coming days. In comparison to last year, I actually had a little bit of an idea of what I wanted to do this month. Last year, obviously, I kind of went in and improvised a lot of the stuff I did on the day, whereas this year, I wanted to come up with a sort of plan beforehand. So last year, I used a lot of coloured ink in my pictures. There was like a lot of colour everywhere, with just the black of the Pentel brush pen mainly. This year, I thought I would just use some black ink and use tones of black, white and grey to colour my Inktober pictures instead of stressing myself out with lots of colour. We'll see how long I actually stick to just using black ink though, since I really do like my coloured inks. And on that point, that's why I've decided in these pictures that I'll do at least one point of colour, like the eyes might be actually coloured a colour and not just black and white, just to draw some interest to the picture and also to satisfy my need to put bright colours in all my pictures. The other thing I want to do for this year's Inktober is to have a sort of series running with some of the illustrations, almost like there's a story being told throughout them. I don't really want to have a boring month drawing just random illustrations that kind of zap me of creativity, so I thought making them into a sort of series and story would make it a little bit more interesting for me, and obviously for you guys to be watching. So I don't intend to make every one of the 31 pictures I complete for this Inktober, hopefully, to be part of one big series, because I think that would be a little too boring, stressful, and it'd take all the fun out of Inktober for me. So I thought I'd do like 7 illustrations, so a week's worth of illustrations could be part of one series, or if that's a little too much, maybe just 5 or even 3 days worth of illustrations. Like with this picture I'm working on in the video now, I think this one will be part of either a 3 set or a 5 set, just to add some continuity to my pictures, to make it more interesting, and to give me a bit of a inspiration or drive to complete the picture. When doing a daily challenge like this for a certain amount of days, it can be hard to have motivation and energy to continue. I think by working it into some sort of series and a story, it will give me more inspiration and energy to continue on through the month. But it's all well and good saying that now at the start of Inktober, but we'll see how far I get in trying to make my illustrations into a series by the end of the month. I do plan on doing a wraparound video like I know a couple of people over on YouTube are doing at the end of the month, just to showcase all the illustrations together. So if I do manage to put them all in a series, it'll be nice to talk about it in that video. So to talk about the actual illustration, because I plan to do obviously all my illustrations in black and white with a little bit of colour, so I bought like the simple dish palette so I could put some ink in each little hole and then just dilute it with either a little water or more water to get different tones of black to work with in my picture. In this picture I only used 3 of those little dishes, so I only had 3 different tones of black. That was enough for me. In some of the practice pieces I did in the last days of September, I used a lot more of a darker black in them, and I feel like the really black, nearly undiluted version of the ink kind of overpowers the rest of the image, so I wanted to keep them quite on the more greyish tone than the super black tone. So I ended up having a light grey, a medium grey, and a very dark grey that kind of looked like black. I have to say, I did enjoy making this illustration. It was fun only using black, because usually I use a lot of colours in my pictures, so it was nice to go back to basics. Also, painting with black ink is really relaxing, because you don't have to worry about what colours are you going to put down, how are you going to shade that, how will you add definition. With black you're just using this one colour diluted in different shades, so it was really relaxing to just keep layering on the same colour and not having to worry about whether the tones would match and whether it would look like an agreeable image in the end. Black ink also looks super cool on the paper I was using. I was using some 300 GSM watercolour paper, and it really has this lovely effect when you look really deep, like close up at the page. I've added some close-ups at the end of this video so you can try and see the effect I'm talking about, but it looks so nice to look at. It was also fun using the 3 different tones to establish what the colours might be had I done this image in actual colours. For example, her hair is coloured with the lightest colour ink with only a little bit of the medium ink in it, just to really emphasise the fact that it's quite a light hair, whereas her shirt is coloured the darkest grey ink to emphasise that that's the darkest part. I'm quite pleased with how her sword turned out too, because I used some of the light ink to create like these almost shines on the sword to create some more definition to the piece. It's, yet again, quite nice to look at. The only problem, with inverted commas there, that I can think of with using just black, white and grey tones is the fact that I spend much more time on the piece, because it just never looks quite finished. Even now, though it's finished, I feel like I could have pushed some of the darkest darks and lightest lights some more. I think that might become a problem, since I don't want to be spending all day on a piece when I've got other things to do. But it's such a minor problem that it's really not a real problem. Her eyes, I used a coloured micron to colour them in. In one of my test pieces I had used some coloured ink, but I thought I wanted a little bit more reliability and control over the pen, and I thought that the micron would give me the control I was looking for. And I think the colour I chose really is striking against all the blacks and whites of the piece. It's really bright and vibrant and draws your eye in, as I was hoping for. In regards to the future videos of Inktober that will be coming up in the next few days, I don't know how long they'll be. This video seems to be getting a little bit long, but I did spend a lot of time on it and I had some extra time, so I could push the darks and the lights further. But I'm not too sure how much time I'll have on the other videos, so they might be substantially shorter than this, because I think this at this point is going to be around 6 minutes. And this is probably the longest I've ever done a voiceover for. I think I'll be aiming for 5 minutes and under videos in the future, maybe 6 minutes if I can push it, just for quick viewing on your half, since if you follow a lot of artists you'll have a lot of Inktober videos to get through. So, as I wrap up, I will mention my Instagram link down in the description, since I post a lot on there, and obviously the finished image will be posted up there. And today I did post a sneak peek of this picture, so if you're interested in hopefully seeing more sneak peeks in the future, please do go check it out. Anyway, it's the end of the video now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please like, subscribe if you would like to. And I'll see you all in tomorrow's video. Bye!